Hey sports fans, welcome back to the Loire Valley. In case you missed the first two episodes, I'm cycling 100 miles or so from Orléans to Chinon on the Loire Valley trail. I'm visiting castles, drinking wine, showering with dish soap on a houseboat. So hopefully that's kosher to shower with. Birding. Those birds I'm hearing. More great tits. And washing off my imposter syndrome to embrace French luxury. Drink it in. Great, now you're caught up. Enjoy the last stop. Good morning. It looks like a beautiful day out there. I am just going to make some coffee in here, do some stretching and mobility that I've been missing out on by being busy on the bike path, and then go hit this last 65 kilometers. Okay, I just checked out and I'm about to hop on the bike, but I just want to take one last second to show off the hotel behind me, because this is just like people who, especially in like the online travel space, who say like, oh, I just like to rough it and camp it. I like doing those things too. But if you tell me you don't like these kinds of just like really nice hotels, then you're lying to yourself. I wish I could just stay here for a few days. Like, this is a great place to just chill, relax. You got the Loire right there. Life does not suck here. But alas, I've got 65 kilometers today. And first up, I've got about 30-ish to a little chateau. So I best get moving. All right, so the course is going okay so far. I got excited because I was riding on the main road busy like yesterday, and I wasn't super nuts about that road. It's not the official route. It was just what I had to take to get to the hotel. And I was back on that road for a little bit, and I was excited because I wasn't on it for long, and I saw that there was a paved path. But then as soon as I got there, of course, it said deviation, and I had to come back to the main road, and I was skeptical because, as often is the case for cyclists, they'll say like, oh, detour, and then there's no other signs for cyclists. But in this case, I was pleasantly surprised because I did go up the road a little bit further and there was a deviation sign to come over here where I am now. Oh, let me get this.
Oh, bah super, c'est royal. Merci beaucoup.
Okay, you didn't see it, but see that woman back there? There's a little gate here, and while I'm taking off my jacket because it's getting a little toasty, I've been opening up the gate for people as they pass on by. So yeah, the deviation sign actually worked. I'm just, like I said, taking the jacket off because it was getting a little toasty, and I'm going to hop on this trail and keep going. This isn't the Loire Valley trail route. It isn't that, what I'm on. What kind of English is that? I'm not on the trail right now because I went off course to get to that hotel. But I've got about, I think it's like 7 kilometers, and then I hop back on the trail for the rest of the way to the chateau. Well, that looked lovely. That's kind of been the thing with cycling this trail. You go by so many things. They're like, oh, that would have been nice to see. But depending on what time of day you're going by, it's probably closed, like some of the vineyards, chateaus, or just like little picnicky outdoor restaurant areas like that right on the river. I'm glad today is my last day, not because I'm tired of doing this. This is wonderful. But I'm not wearing bike shorts. And if you're adverse to TMI, you can pause here, but getting a little sore down in Rainbow Road, as I like to call it. Just crossed the bridge. I think I'm getting back onto the trail, so I'm in another town. As is the case with most of these places, I'm not going to try to pronounce it. Maybe I'll put it on the screen. You can try to pronounce it. It's Europe, so big ass churches. Alright, sports fans, I am out of the city, and once again, like I said at the beginning of this ride, what I love about cycling around in Europe, or just European cities in general, is how you can be in the city in 1 second, you just like turn right on a bike path or a trail, and then you're just like in a rural area, like a village. Anyway, I wanted to say that I'm officially back on the trail, but something they did in the city that I really liked, I'm sure I've seen it before and just forgot, but on some of the smaller intersections, they had a traffic symbol, or they had a traffic light just for bikes, and it would flash yellow while the cars were stopped red, saying like, caution, you can go through. And I love that because on a bike, you're just trying to scoot on through, not taking up much space. I also have seen a lot of cyclists on the trail throughout the route. It's hard to know how many people are doing exactly what I'm doing or some version of it because I don't parlay the Francais very well. But just like I love about Germany, it's great to be anywhere where people are embracing the outdoors as much as possible at every age. I'm noticing that another river I'm going by a lot is called Le Cher. Here I always thought Cher was Armenian, but you learn something. I do love these shaded bits of forest, not only because it's scenic, but because I forgot to pack sunscreen and I'm wildly pale, not to brag. I just got here, running a little late. I think going through that city slowed me up some, and also I couldn't find bike parking, so saw these other bikes here and thought, seems kosher. So having a quick snack, and I'm running up there to the chateau. Okay, I found the bike parking. For the record, it's actually right in front of the chateau, and it's wonderful. I'm tempted to go back and get my bike, but I'm also already running late. But yeah, I kind of feel like a dummy because I'm looking at the chateau. Look at all this bike parking. At Chateau de Villandry, I learned that this is, arguably, a part American castle. The owner's great-grandmother, Anne Coleman, was born in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. She was a researcher in Paris when she met her future husband, the Spaniard Joaquim Carvalho. The two married in Pennsylvania, moved to France, and eventually purchased the chateau. During their lifetime, they opened sections of the castle to the public. Now, visitors can visit just about everything. So now I just did that quick little tour. I'm walking around the gardens. There's like a recommended route that you can do that he said is about 1 kilometer. So I'm gonna do this. Right now I'm in the forest, so it's kind of nice. I've been cycling, now I'm getting like a little tiny hike in. Go check out the gardens and go get some lunch and finish up this bike ride. Vélo, 38 kilometers to Chinon. That's it. I'm gonna go to the fortress and then hotel, dinner, donezo. I just glanced at my watch and I'm out of here for 10 kilometers. Seems like I'm gonna be sharing with cars. Not too many cars, but speed limit is 70 kilometers per hour, which at a fast speed isn't that much, but I built a path. Alright, well I just turned off the Loire Valley trail, so the rest of my riding is just a Shinon. Feels weird, it's just like, I feel like it just started riding this thing, I'm already off the trail. Anywho, it's still a 70 kilometer hour road, so it's really nice. Lest you think that all the sights to see are right on the Loire Valley trail, there's still stuff just off the trail. Look at this little castle-y chateau coming up. Decided to pause here because I think I'd actually like to take a photo of this. Ooh, that back sweat is not comfortable. That is cold. Weird how I'm sweating because I'm hot, then the back sweat is cold. Reading this informational sign here. All in French. Guess I don't get to expand my knowledge. Since Chinon is away from the river, seems that means I gotta go up because I've been doing a fair bit of climbing. But that's okay. Getting a little sweaty is fun sometimes. Just entered Chinon. The finish line, the made-up finish line, is near. Hopefully this is the last climb. It's been really slow going. So I was just cycling on my merry way and realized that I had passed the fortress. And I stopped, looked it up, the quickest way from where I was, which is basically by the hotel. Apparently it was up Joan of Arc Street, which is this. Hoping there's a better way down. Alright, well this looks promising. A tour guide greets me at the gift shop before taking me on a quick tour of the castle. She starts by noting that this place has been inhabited for a whopping 3,000 years. The beginnings of the castle didn't come around until about the 10th century. Indeed, a subtle theme of the trip has been the frequent historical reminder that this is where the Celts once lived before the Romans conquered the region. You know, as the Romans were wont to do. Just crossing this river and I'm at my hotel. There she is. And just like that, I am a human again. I showered up, I feel good, and I'm done with the Loire Valley trail, Loire Vélo. I'm gonna make this quick because I want to head out shortly to go get a beer. I've been doing so much wine because that's, you know, what the region's known for, but I'm really at heart a beer guy, and I'm excited to check out some of the local brews that they've got around here. But before I go, I wanted to say thanks for watching. Thanks to the Loire Valley Tourism Board for having me out here, for helping organize things, getting me on the bike, sending me through the valley. It really was a great time. I can highly recommend it. Some people seem to think I was cycling long distances. Whenever I would get to some destination, they'd ask where I came from. Oh wow, that's a lot. I don't know, I guess depends on what you prefer, but I mentioned that only to say that if you wanted to go further, you could. If you wanted to go, you know, 5 kilometers and stop each time, you could, because there's so much stuff here. I saw things that I was passing by and I was like, oh, it would have been nice to do like a lunch there or just see what's going on. But you know, that's kind of the reality of travel. You can't do everything. But I am very grateful for what I was able to do. Now, I think I mentioned earlier in the video that this whole thing in France started with a 50K ultra marathon that my wife Melanie and I ran in Alsace. So if you didn't watch that video, you can go watch that now. Otherwise, like I said, I need to go get a beer in me. Then I've got dinner. But if you did see that video, I've got lots of other stuff on my channel that, you know, I'm pretty certain that you haven't seen. Like, surely you haven't seen all of my videos. All right, enough yammering. I'm out of here. Cheers.